Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me in SpringWatch. It's 14 days worth of video projects coming out to you back to back, focusing exclusively on the spring and the celebration catalogues. And we've only got 2 more projects left, and we've got this one, and this is my lidded box. And this has got a lid. Now, when you're putting a paper lid on, you risk it buckling and bowing. So I have actually got 2 layers of paper there. So let me just scooch this off. My paper folds round, so I'm going to show you how to do that, and that basically gives you a kind of a reinforced lid. So I'm going to show you how to do that with different paper this time, because this is the beautiful Love Blossom stack with a rose red base, and I'm going to use the Have a Cuppa paper this time, which is very sweet, very cute. I'm not really into tea bags and stuff like that, but I do like most of the paper pack, and it's this one here. Isn't it lovely? It is rather cute. And there's enough in it for me that I'm happily using it. So I'm using this one, Bermuda Bay this time. Now you need the full sheet, which is 6 by 6 inches. But if you're working in metric, trim it down to 15 by 15 centimetres. So you're just taking off 1/4 of a centimetre. So that's my lid. My base is 7 by 7 inches, which is 17 by 17 centimetres. So very slightly different with when you're working in metric. Okay. Oh, thump the tripod with your scoring tool if you must. I must, apparently. Okay, so with the base, we're going to score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides. So that is going to be 5 centimetres on all 4 sides. So just keep scoring it round. And this is our thick Whisper White cardstock, which is definitely thick. Although, to be fair, our regular stuff would be perfect for a box base as well. That's the base, very simple. What you need to do is grab a piece of scrap card that is of the same base. A piece of scrap card that came from the same pack as your base. So this is the same thick Whisper White. I'm just going to trim off a bit if I can find my scissors. Here they are. And I have taught this tip before, because for a box lid to sit over the base, you need your lid to be slightly bigger. But that is not a definite centimetre, metric or imperial measurement. So if you slide a piece of cardstock in that is the same width as this part here, thickness as the base cardstock, you will find it'll be a perfect fit. So I'm going to stick that in there, and I've just moved everything. Put that in there, and then slide my paper up to it. I'm trying to hold this and make sure that you can still see in the camera. So that's my piece of paper butted up to it. So it's moving out slightly. You can perhaps just see it down there. It's just a hair of a whisper. It's not even a 1/16 of an inch. It's probably a 1/64 of an inch or something like that. It's very small. So score it at 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches, which is 1.5 and 4 centimetres. And you do that on all 4 sides, keeping this little piece of cardstock in place. So we'll keep going around. Whoops, so 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches, which is 1.5 centimetres and 4 centimetres all the way around. And have I got them all? I have got them all. Brilliant. Okay, let's move the scoring tool out of the way. So if I tip it and hope that the daylight changes, you'll see that there's essentially 4 score lines on each side. So we're going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. And keep going round. And it looks like this is going to be terribly complicated. It's really not. So that is all my scoring done. And what I'm going to do now is I've got a black pen over here. And if I draw in the lines that we've got in each corner, that's what you've got in each corner. So you've got a grid work of 4 bits in each corner. You need to remove 3 of them. so that you're left with just the one square. So what I will do is I will cut that one out and then I will show you the rest. So that's what I've removed. Okay, and we're going to do that all the way round. So keep going exactly the same way round. So you're just removing those excess corner panels. Because we don't need them, because they would just become, well, they would get in the way basically. And we don't want that to happen. Okay, so what you're left with, let me get this grid paper sorted out. You're left with that shape, which I think you could probably see better on this pattern. So we've got rid of those outer corner parts. If you've got time, come and notch into all your little squares and tab off a little bit on these parts here that are sticking out. So again, I will just show you that one. Oh, help if I remove the tab. There you go. So I've tabbed there and I've just taken off, I've sort of mitered, that's the word, couldn't think what the word was, so I'm just going to miter those edges, because all of this is going to be tucked away and we just want to make it close easily and prettily. And taking, you know, a few extra seconds to miter these edges and trim out these little notches is worth it when it closes up beautifully. And it didn't take long. So there we go. So that's what we're left with. Tabs that look like that. So that's our box lid. The box base, so much simpler than that. Fold and burnish your score lines. And then it doesn't matter because it's a box and it's the same size. So cut up your straight edge and notch out, and just repeat the same. And we'll just go round and round. We'll go round this one. So keep rotating, cutting and wedging, cutting and notching. I don't know, cutting wedges out. Notching wedges out, that kind of thing. And again, so fast, you're left with that shape, which hopefully you can see on this background. There you go. So that's the base. So we'll glue up the base so you can see the principle of it. And it's these tabs in the corners. So I'm just running some fuse down those. And each of them is going to fold round to form the sides of the box. And I've just stuck my nail to that. Okay, so that's the box base done. Now the lid, these tabs are the same as those ones we've just stuck inside, so they're going to go around like that. But you've got this extra part and it needs to basically fold over. So you can see I'll put my tab in there and I'm going to fold it over and stick down. So my best suggestion to you, and what I found that works best, is to put your adhesive on these tabs, so on this part with your correct pattern facing up. So we'll do that. I'm just going to bring in my snail. And you can use snail, you could use double-sided tape or fuse, not liquid glue, and then turn it over and try not to stick yourself to the paper. Just move those out of the way, and you want to run adhesive down these tabs here. So this is the extra part that's sticking out. And like I say, try not to snail yourself to the desk. Okay, so the sticky of the tabs is on the blue side, and the sticky of these long parts is on the heart side. So fold in your tabs first. which is exactly the same principle as we've just done with the box base. Okay, so you'll like that. And then these parts, just fold them all in. Like that. And that is your box base and lid made. What do you think? Cute, huh? Okay, let's finish this off now because we're already at 10 minutes. So I've got the Bermuda Bay ribbon. Let's see if I can get this in a knot or a bow or something vaguely attractive. And ooh. I will not let ribbon beat me. I will master it one day. Perhaps not today. Oh, maybe today. There we go. One little pretty ribbon. And a little bit of stamping. And I've got the Grateful Bunch stamp set, which I think is lovely. And it comes with a matching punch for those 3 flowers. So I'm going to go for the You're Totally Awesome. I've not opened this stamp set yet, so all our photopolymer stamp sets come with a removable sheet. And oh, maybe I'm going to go with that one. You Are Loved a Lot. Will that fit on there? No, I'm going to go with the You're Totally Awesome. I'm just measuring it up against the punch I want to use. Yeah, so you chuck away one piece and you keep another bit. Okay, and I've got Wisteria Wonder this time. Ink. It's probably going to clash completely. I hope not, because that's one of the other colours that's in that DSP pack. So You're Totally Awesome. Extra large punch. Extra large oval, I should say. I've got these these enamel dots, which I love. These are from the It's My Party suite, and actually what I want is I want the Melon Mambo ones out of it. We're going for a whole big colour clash thing. I've just headbutted the camera. Don't do that. It's not good. So I have a big one in the middle and then 2 little ones either side. And I'm going to pop that on. I need to trim that edge a bit. So where's my dimensionals? I'm getting all in a bit of a pickle today. And I'll slide that under there, and then I'm going to finish it off because that stamp set does come with a punch, which is this one here, which is really rather lovely. And I'm just going to punch out of some scrap white cardstock 3 of those, and then they will all sort of layer up. So you can do this. This is I do this with other flowers. You take the back of your paper piercer into the middle of all of them, and this one will nest inside there. So if you get a mini blue dot, so that's the middle one, onto the back of it, it will fit inside there beautifully. That one will as well. Oh, actually, maybe that, you know what, that looks quite cute. I haven't done that before. Don't you just love doing stuff on camera? So we'll do that too, and let's have another enamel dot in the middle. Oh, that's rather sweet. Okay. Wasn't what I was expecting. I made the sample, so obviously I know what that looks like, but I never know what the other one's going to look like when I've finished filming. So obviously I pulled all the ribbon off there, but that is how to make my lidded box with a reinforced paper lid. So I hope you like it. I'm going to try and get that back on before I take some photos. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon.